Hello again, Adam here. This is match 2 of the last competitive Modern League that we did. Same list as the last video. And we lose the die roll for this matchup. The guy's name is Blaze Dugan, which could mean a few things, but we don't, assume things based off names. Now, the Grove of the Burn Wills, however, makes me immediately think he's Red-Green Tron, because no other deck plays that land. Ancient Stirrings confirms that, and Chromatic Star basically seals the deal there. So I take the third Cathartic Reunion off the sleight of hand. He plays a star. These Spirebluff Canals, by the way, put in work, because they basically keep me alive since I don't have to take damage for him. He's playing main deck Relics, which is kind of annoying, but I have Cathartic Reunion. So here I discard a Desperate Ravings and a Thought Scour, when really I should have pitched the land, because I'm probably going to draw into more. I didn't expect to draw into 3 lands, though, which is kind of annoying. I gain even more life. He scries for the power plant, plays the power plant. I exile a Cathartic Reunion here because I already have multiples of those in my hand. Which, if I were to draw an Ascension, it would be better to keep. But here I just fetch a basic island because I don't actually need anything else. I'm going to Cathartic Reunion, this time pitching 2 lands. And this time I draw a lot better. So I was gonna Thought Scour or Serum Visions, but I decided to wait on this because I thought maybe he'll be cracking Relic, which he does at the end of his turn, which means I can Thought Scour myself to start building up my graveyard again. He plays a star and then plays a World Breaker, which isn't exactly what I was expecting, but they have been playing one. So I mill another Cathartic Reunion and a Manamorphose. I have the other red land, so that's fine. And here I Manamorphose. Just make a red and a blue. Red would have probably been better, since if I had drawn an Electromancer, I might have been able to kill him this turn. And here I'm going to Cathartic Reunion again, so I'm going to discard a Sleight of Hand and a Thought Scour. I draw the Electromancer. So here I'm just going to Serum Visions to set up my turn. I'm going to bottom the Serum Visions, and I will top the Manamorphose since I have the Electromancer to go along with it. So here he plays a star, then a map, cracks map, get another tower, hits me for 5, putting me to 14, and plays a Wormcoil Engine, which that's pretty annoying. So here I'm going to slight, because I don't really have enough to go off, because I still need the Past in Flames, and if I hit it here I would have killed him. But instead I just take the slight. There's the Past in Flames, so I take it. Play a fetch. Here I get hit for 11, which isn't that bad, it puts me at 3. And he plays a no stone, so that's annoying, because now he can just pop it. I'm gonna fetch Mountain here because I don't actually need to cast anything. I'm gonna Thought Scour myself. This being a Mountain or Steam Vents doesn't actually matter. I draw another fetch, but I already have all my basics, so I can't actually fetch that Steam Vents. I'm gonna play the Electromancer. And now I cast Serum Visions, because this allows me to make a whole bunch of mana in case he pops the stone in response, which he does end up doing. So I'm going to Ritual Manamorphose in response. I just draw land, which isn't great. He has his 2 worms, which is lethal. Thankfully, I draw this Ascension here. I have a Manamorphose and a Ritual on top. So I'm going to keep both of those, since that'll allow me to kill with Past in Flames next turn. And here I cast my Ascension, and then I use Grape Shot to kill off both of his worms. Basically buying myself one more turn. This was probably the weirdest game against Tron I've ever played. Here he gives me a green, or he gives me a life with Grove, which is actually super nice of him. And he cracks Sanctum, getting Emrakul, I believe is what he ends up doing. He exiles my Pyromancer Ascension, which is annoying. But yeah, he gets Emrakul the Promised End, which is interesting, and makes me think that he's kind of on a budget, just big creatures. No actual Ugin or Tron piece. So here I just cast this Manamorphose, cast this Ritual, cast this Past in Flames, and then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I just flash back everything that's in my graveyard, including, so I go Ritual, Ritual, Cathartic Reunion, which gets me into Electromancer, which basically lets me cycle the rest of my deck. And then any blanks that I draw off any of these cards just ends up turning into Cathartic Reunion fodder, which just draws me into more gas. And even though he's at 26, it's pretty straightforward to actually Grape Shot and kill him from here. And there's the second Grape Shot, so now I can do it with 2 shots if I need to. But basically, he's dead. I go with the 1 shot just because it's faster. It takes less time off my clock. Not that it really matters when we have 20 minutes left. So for this matchup, I boarded out 3 Ravings and 1 Reunion because I just want to be killing him pretty fast. I kept in the Reunions over Ravings because he's green-red. I don't actually expect him to be playing with my hand at all unless he has Thought Knot. And Reunion just draws more cards with Electromancer, which is how we kind of want to get our turn 3 kill. And I bring in 3 Blood Moons and 1 Echoing Truth, which is, always just solid in the matchup. Echoing Truth's always nice to have, just in case, and the Blood Moons are great. So I keep this hand, because it's not amazing, but I figure I have the time to do it, since he's Tron. He mulls to 6, plays a Sphere. I just play a Scalding Tarn since I'm planning on Thought Scouring, since I drew my land. He's going to Stirrings, so I'm going to respond by Scouring myself. I lose a Grape Shot and a Tarn. Neither of those I really needed. And he plays a Relic, so I'm going to just let him eat one of my Tarns. And here I Manamorphose first, just to get a cycle into my turn. Because if I drew another Ritual, I could just try to play the Electromancer and combo him. But I did not, so I just ended up Blood Mooning him. And here I just let him eat the other Tarn. I draw an Ascension, which is just solid. And I just play my other Tarn as a mountain, since I have this basic. So in case he actually deals with the Blood Moon. Here I eat the Thought Scour, because I don't expect to need another one of those anytime soon. So here I Manamorphose, or I Goblin first, because why not? I Manamorphose, getting a trigger on my Ascension. He cracks Relic in response, which is probably a fine play. I make a red and a blue, see another Electromancer, and then I cast another Manamorphose, getting the second counter on the Ascension. Now, if I didn't have just basically air in my hand, I think I like what he did better, because I probably couldn't kill him anyways. But knowing that I had air, I would have just waited until I cast both of my Electromancer, or both of my Manamorphose, and just cracked it then. Or waited for a Past in Flames. So I just cast another Blood Moon in case he has a way to deal with it, since the red-green deck has a lot of those. And he does get a basic forest, then Sylvan Scryings for another basic forest. So I'm assuming he has a way to deal with Double Moon here and blow me out. He still doesn't actually have Tron, since he had to get his forest to cast his spells. So I just cast Past in Flames, and then with the first Past in Flames on the stack, I cast a Manamorphose to make a whole bunch of copies of stuff. And there I draw a Cathartic Reunion, which is great. A ritual before the Past in Flames goes, so I have that ritual available in case I need it. And then I Cathartic Reunion, discarding a land and a Goblin Electromancer, drawing 6 cards. I play Serum Visions to start scrying things. I put both of those on bottom. I'm basically just digging for Grape Shot at this point because I have lethal. I should have played this Ascension before this Pyretic Ritual, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Here I cast Cathartic Reunion again, which again I probably should have had this Ascension out because I could have had this active a long time ago. Discarding Electromancer and a Past in Flame since I have infinite mana. Here I play Ascension, and then just start splicing multiple rituals onto this to make... I have 22 red mana from that one spell. And then splice again. And the rest is just pretty standard, because from here on out it's just me trying to dig into having a Grape Shot, so I can kill him. I draw another Cathartic Reunion, which at this point in the game is just drawing so much gas. I drew 9 cards from that one, which that card has been stellar. I've never been unhappy casting it so far. I'm trying to remember if it was in this league or if it was in another, or if it was just in like a single player queue. But I played against an Esper control deck, and that card did work, which is kind of weird because, you know, it's a control deck, and that card's really bad against control decks. But just the sheer card advantage I was able to make just blew out the opponent. So yeah, that's round 2. Nothing that unusual for a Tron match. So I'll see you guys in the next video for round 3.